What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus video. Today we're going over one of my fan favorite decks. I love this deck, as you guys can see. It's probably my only deck that I've actually ever maxed out full rarity. So this is where we're diving on into a branded deck profile. Unfortunately, I don't think it's one of the best decks of the format, but it's always going to be a fan favorite of mine, and I want to always go back to and test out for every format. So before we dive in, if you like, comment, subscribe. And this is really just what I'm playing. I guess just testing around. I'm going to be showing some options here, but just know, like, you know, if you guys don't enjoy the build, there's like so many different builds of the deck. I'm not playing any Adheres. I'm not playing crossouts. I'll show you guys what you can change if you do want to play it, but we're going to be diving in. So to start off, we're on an even 40. We're going to only play 2 Albaz and then the Albion. So the reason why we're only playing 2 Albaz is because there's not that much Runic around. Runic kind of gets like absolutely destroyed by Rescue Ace, so it really like stops the Runic decks from playing around. And so we don't need to be playing this, as well as Cash, you know, has taken a backseat now. So chances of our third Albaz being banished is very low, so that's why we can play 2 again. And this one, you know, always be able to dump it. And then we're on the 3 Aluber. This card, absolutely crazy. One of your normal summons, you know, you want to have as many, I guess you want to have like 4 to 5. So we're going to also playing the 1 Quem. I don't really think that you need another Quem. I find that you have so much access to this, as well as like your branded opening, because this acts as like branded opening, and this is like 7 normal summons in your deck. And then going second, of course, you have your Albaz as well as a good normal summon. So like it's really good for having normal summons. Like the math is there, which is why I really like it. And then we're on the 2 Cartesias. This just helps you fuse. I keep saying this card's absolutely insane. I don't know why anyone would ever play anything less than 2. You definitely do not need more than 2 of these. You cannot play 3. You have so much access with like fusion deployment, as well as like being able to dump it and then coming back with stuff, and then also lets you go into the copy of like of the Albion, the Sanctifier. There's just so much access. You can get it back every single turn. You know, having 2 of them is just absolutely great. Then for our Despians, you have the 1 Tragedy and the 1 Ad Libitum. Tragedy is absolutely necessary for the deck, and Ad Libitum really, like, you could absolutely cut this for like another card if you really wanted to. I can see some people like cutting down on this and putting up a Quem, but being able to just like summon back with the effect of Branded in Red, adding this back, or even like just using it from your hand and then making like a Mirror Jade and bringing it back is absolutely insane. This makes Guardian Chimera absolutely crazy as well. I will never ever not play this card. That's it for like the Albaz and Friends part of the deck. Now we have the secondary. You know, we are playing the Lubellion as well as the Sorenir. Absolutely have to. I'm going to also include the Macrourier here. This is like the most standard lineups. I know some people are playing like a little bit more of a bestial package, cutting down on like the branded stuff. It's like branded list, but this is like a very branded deck. I find that that's like a whole other deck, like Synchro branded, just not the same deck at all. Lubellion being able to like be dumped off Albion as branded fusion, then being able to tribute it off, summoning it out, put branded loss on the field, just feels absolutely amazing. You know, you have so many ways to dump Sorenir, and then dumping that and equals this, or dumping the Retribution just feels absolutely free. We all know this stuff. This is a very standard list for most. Then of course we are playing the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. As long as this card's around, this deck can steal wins, and so we'll absolutely take that. Now for hand traps, we are on the 3 Ash Blossoms. You have 9 engine slots, or I guess 9 non-engine slots in this deck that you can really play. Some opt to say 12. I'm playing, you know, instead of playing the Deers as an engine slot or crossouts, we are playing Super Poly, which I'll be mentioning later. But I feel like you absolutely have to play Ash Blossom in this format, as well as Nibs. Now this could be replaced with a card like Veiler or a card like Droll. Really depends up to you which ones you want to play. So reasons why really being like what are the options here. So Veiler actually does kind of become an engine piece as well, because you can use it to go into Sanctifier if you really want to, because it is a light spellcaster monster. But other than that, really it depends what you really want to play. I like the Nib because I feel like a lot of combo decks are playing right now. So you end up opening like Imperm Nib or Ash Imperm or Ash Nib. You have really well, and you're able to combo, as well as going second. Like if you end up, for them to break your board, they're going to be playing into Nib, and then you just Nib them, and then just like for the follow-up, as well as it being a light, you can send off Branded Fusion if it's really dead. There's just so much options there. I find that like a low-impact hand trap like Veiler just isn't really great for this format, unless you're playing like multiple hand traps, of course. And then with the Droll, The Droll is like really a one of it. Yes, it is like the most powerful, but it's really, you can just choose like if you want to play these in the main, play them in the main, but you have to absolutely side these, or you can main these and absolutely side these. So it's really up to you, but we're playing the Nibiru's there in our main deck. And then we are also playing the 3 Infinite Impermanences. This is the only hand trap that doesn't play into talents or thrusts. So that's why we have to play it, and just feels absolutely right. That's it for like the 9 non-engine slots. Now moving on to the spells. We're on 3 Brand Infusion. No explanation here. 3 Branded Opening. This gets me to my Quem or my Albion or my Aluber without normal summoning, so of course I'm going to play it. It also protects my fusions. Why would I not play this? It triggers Tragedy, it triggers Sorenir, it triggers so many cards. You know, it's absolutely just free. 1 branded in red. You don't need more than 1. And then 1 branded loss for the same reason. You know, this gets you onto the field. Info's absolutely crazy. People still to this day don't know what this card does. That's it for the branded spells. And now we're going on to the generic spells. We're on the fusion deployment. This might as well be called branded deployment. Gets you your Cartesia or your Albaz going second, and that's absolutely underrated. You know, being able to, like, if you already have Cartesia or you just activate this, your opponent has no idea what you're going to reveal because they have to, like, say okay before you reveal. And then you reveal, like, an Albaz, and you just summon it out, activate the effect, and even gets negated. You still have Cartesia that can special summon herself out from the graveyard or from your hand because you have Albaz in the grave if it gets negated. If not, you know, you have it and you fuse it, then it's in the graveyard and you have, like, a monster on the field. Let's say they end on, like, one, like, Link Soul of Rage. You can just go into Mirror Jade, and if they have to essentially like eat up the Albaz, and at that point it's just like, okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, and then for other spells, we are playing the 3 Super Poly. So this is my card choices, my 3 cards that are not, or I guess that fall into the, like, you could play, once again, the Nadir Servants, or you can play Super Poly. It's really up to you. I want to play Super Poly because I find that Super Poly is really good this format, as well as, you know, if you like they see it or something like that, or they know you're playing it, they have to like play very differently because it ends up beating like so many boards. I think this the worst this is against is probably against Tier because Cloud of Heart can't be used as fusion material, but you can still make stuff with Super Poly, which is always nice. And it's like a very defensive card that, like, if you know what to hit, you're able to like Super Poly at the right time and just feels absolutely perfect. As well as you get like so much like Cartesia adding back that if you don't end up needing it, you can actually Super Poly and then send the Cartesia, then Cartesia will add back during the end phase, so you don't really lose that much cards. And then of course we are on the 1 Call by the Grave. This deck hates Ash, so we have to play it. Please bring this back to 3. And then for the last card, we're on the Branded Retribution. There's no branded deck that does not play this card. I completely understand why people are playing crossouts. I just find that crossouts not that great because it forces you to have a secondary card. Like, you have to get Ash and then have crossout, which like kind of does suck if they don't get Ash you. I'm not playing the talents or thrusts because I find that I really don't like thrust. I find that like I like 2 thrusts. I don't like 3. I find myself bricking on them. I'll draw like the cards I don't want to play. Like, I don't want to be drawing into fusion duplication. I don't want to be drawing into talents that's dead. I don't want to draw into lightning storms. I don't want to draw into evenly. I don't want to draw into D-barriers. I find that's really not great. It's like it's really a side deck card, and it just changes your side decking extremely well. So I'm not really playing it in the main, but there's definitely cards you can take out if you want to be playing that. But it's completely up to you guys. Now for the extra deck, we are on the 2 Mirror Jades. You never need more than 2. 2 Albions. You never need more or less than 2. We're now on the 1 Lubellion. I've been always a huge fan of 2 Lubellion for like my entire playthrough of Branded, but unfortunately now Cash is out of the format. We don't have to worry about our Lubellions being ripped at all. So Lubellion can be a one of. You're normally going to shuffle it back, and we're not playing Dragoon in this build, so you have no fear of not shuffling this card back, which means it can be always a one of. And then you are playing the 1 Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Absolutely have to play this. This is your copy of the good old Nightmare Puppet, and this does cause nightmares. And then we have the 1 Rinbrum. This is amazing send. Make it Mirror Jade during your opponent's turn. If you guys have ever played or ever seen Branded Chimera play, you guys know how good this card is. Then we are on the 1 Titanic Lad. We did cut the Brigands because it's not really needed this format, as well as, you know, we are playing the Super Poly build. So Titanic Lad's still going to be the one that stays. And within like 1, 2, 3, 4 of the, or I guess 1, 2, 3 of these that you can send, you're always going to have something. If you go through 3 of them, you really have a problem. And like this, just being able to summon out like a Ecclesia, or not Ecclesia, a Quem or an Albaz just feels absolutely amazing during the end phase to get like just unexpected just summons, essentially. Other than that, that's it for like the Mirror Jade, or I guess the branded Albaz fusions. Then we're going on into the Granganol. Absolutely standard. This card, not to mention, this card is absolutely beautiful. Well, this card's absolutely crazy. You know, it can send your Albiaz. It can send your Albion. It can send your Albion from your extra deck. It can send your Giving Puppet Nightmare. It can send so many of your stuff. It can send like even this. I guess, yeah, it can send like even this. It's pretty crazy. So it sends Titanic Cloud. It can send really whatever you need to. And just absolutely feels amazing. It even sends Sword in here if you want. Then you have your Despia and Quertus. A lot of builds have cut this, but I really do enjoy summoning it. A lot of the times, like, a lot of decks cannot out it, so I really like being able to do it. And it summons an Albaz as well, which can feel great. Then we're on our Guardian Chimera, super standard. Then we're also on the Predaplant Dracostapelia. This is also standard in most builds, but it's also double because we are playing the Super Poly. It does come up like dual purpose. Same thing with the Garua. A lot of decks have cut this down if you're not playing the Super Poly, but we were playing Super Poly, so of course we were playing the Garua. And same thing with the Mud Dragon. Super Poly target, absolutely incredible. Also looks amazing in the 25th Century Rare. So I'm really glad that we ended up getting that. And then for the last card, we are playing the Despian Luluwalith. This card is essentially just for the Granganol tag out, but it just says come up a lot, and it can summon out like a Cartesia during the end phase, which feels absolutely amazing. Just get you like your combo off essentially during the next turn. That's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you guys did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change of the deck. I will be doing some testing soon. I can do some test hands as well for this deck or some combo videos if you guys want to be seeing it. So let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys get this video to 50 likes, I'll be doing a combo video on this. It's one of my favorite decks, so I have no problem doing it. And hopefully I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.